How's it going, guys? Today we are in Coorabakh National Park, New South Wales, and we're trying to get in to explore a waterfall on what it's called Waterfall Creek because they're so original. It looks like a very tight shelf drop off. It's going to be hard to get down it, but we're going to at least try and get in there and get to the top of it and see how we go. It might still be a good view out to the valley. We're going to cut in a little bit here to try and find the creek. Hopefully it is flowing. It doesn't have a lot of headway. It's technically a tributary of another creek. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Try and cut in and get to it. If it looks like it's pretty dry up here, we might abandon the mission for now, but we'll see how we go. It's the creek kind of veers away from the road further as you go. There's a side track up here that you can walk down and then kind of a bit closer to the actual shelf of the waterfall, but then you've got more of a bash. So we're going to try and get in on the creek, and hopefully the creek is manageable and flowing, and it'll just be an easier run, I think. There could be some cascades on the way, but yeah, we'll find out. It is autumn. It's nice at the moment, not too hot, not too cold. I don't know if this gets a lot of traffic. I've been here for like, I don't know, about an hour and not even one car's come up here, so interesting. All right, in we go. All right, this is the start of our Waterfall Creek. This is flowing, so that's positive. Just gonna follow it around. Literally a car come past now when I said no cars been here. I can hear it. It's a truck. Or four-wheel drive, I don't know. It's all been logged in here, massive stumps. It's pretty sad. Anyway, along we go. It's not a long hike. Probably a few Ks at the most. So yeah, this would have been discovered by the loggers as they slowly cut their way towards the edge of the escarpment. Alright, so this creek will join Newbies Creek, and Newbies Creek is a bit further around up the track where it actually has a cave, but they have closed the cave in recent times. I don't know, really worried the shelf of the roof is going to fall off. I don't really want people in there, but anyway, it's pretty cool. I've already been there, so hopefully this gets a bit easier to walk. This is, like I said, the very, very start of the creek, so it's pretty much just fucking shit here. I hope it gets a bit wider, a bit more nicer, a better run. It will join a little tributary as well right before we start dropping over the shelf of the waterfall. That's still a little bit to go. So there's a little bit of granite in here. You got some boulders up on the side there, just perched on the side of the creek. A lot of fucking trees, like just branches, debris. Fucking annoying. At least the water's getting a bit better flow. Slowly picking up. We'll just keep persevering. Alright, so I'm finally into the first little bit of a drop. Find a little cascade with some boulders. But yeah, at least the flow is going alright. A lot of trees are falling there, especially from the logging. That's a big one that's falling over the creek. Maybe natural causes, but we'll find out. Now, much drier in here. Bet I was in Barrington Tops yesterday. Check the video out. It's a fucking amazing place. Two videos actually, Allen River and Williams River. Gorgeous blue water, clear, picturesque. Anyway, a bit drier in here, less leeches, thank God, and just more dry eucalypt and sharp, scrappily fucking sticks. Anyway, we'll hopefully get an awesome look out in a waterfall, so let's keep going. A little bit of a cave going on here. A little tiny cascade. So we're only about 200 metres from the top of the fall, so not too long at all. And we'll see if this trip is going to drop in with something. So now I've got the little lines are starting to drop down a little bit before we get to the top, so we've got more chance of cascades. So we'll just see how this section goes. Now I'm coming down the creek here. This stack of stone is pretty cool. I've just found a ribbon over here, which is interesting. First one I've seen. I don't know where it come from, but I reckon he probably just shot straight in the fast way there. Now I hope I find some more ribbons. I hope he's found a ribbon way to get down. That will be exceptional. So far I'm not seeing any other ribbons in front, but he probably went around that way. I'm going to go through the guts of the waterfall. I'm going to keep an eye out and hope there is definitely a way to get off this cliff. The problem is you can't come from downstream because it's basically outside of the national park and it's someone's fucking property and you can't really sneak past it. It's like the end of the road is one house which blocks straight to the creek, which of course is Murphy's fucking law. You see it quite a few times. So anyway, short of asking them to get in, this is the only option. I was reserved for the fact that I may just have to go to the top of that a bit today, but we'll see. You never know. It is funny when people ribbon tracks when it's like, it's obviously you're just going to follow the creek. It's like this could be a cave, a bit of rocks. Over there, look at that, some holes, that's crazy. See if we can see that afterwards. Right now we've got this whole boulder field, it's just shit, you can't even see really much of the waterfall. It's going to turn and then we're going to be nearly there. That trib should drop in somewhere to the left, I think it's probably just there. I think I can see a bit of a dip in the forest coming through. It's almost like a slot canyon in here. What the fuck? Let's go have a look at that. That is crazy. There's like 2-level cave. Massive tree, stump has been cut there, so they've definitely come down here. This is wild. Just massive slabs of rocks of boulders of granite. Look at that, this tree just living right between all this. Was living. This is crazy, man. It's so interesting, I didn't expect all this up here. Wow. That definitely reminds me of Murrurundi. There's all these like random ass granite fucking boulders and cavey things and very much similar. Okay, I don't know if I can get through the guts of this, but it looks too slick. I'm gonna have to go. We'll have to go back to us where I was. So we got the cave we just come from down here. There's another little cave just here, slots, fucking angle cave. Narrow coin slot we'll call it. Water is clear for the most part. Okay, I think we're getting close. Close look at this little cascade. Alright, so this is the trib just here. We'll use our exit to go back up as a loop and hit the road. Let's see, I don't see any more ribbons, so I don't know where old mate's gone. Fucking, he died. Alright, the next boulder cascade. 1 or 2 more little levels will be there. Wow, there's another cave and it looks like there's a massive cave there. Holy shit. I'm gonna dip up that little gully to get there. We're almost at the edge. Let's go down and look at this first. We'll go assess that cave. That looks fucking awesome. Alright, so we're back at the little cascade here. I was on top of here before. It was a bit hard to kind of get off without sliding into that shit. It looks like it's a bit deeper than what it is there, so I just went around to be safe, but I would have missed that cave if I didn't, so I would have missed seeing it, so don't worry, we're still getting there. Alright, so this will be the first upper part of the waterfall. That's what I'm calling it. It's just big enough for me to call it a waterfall. Dry little pool. This is pretty much a rollover point. There's that awesome view looking out. And I'll try and get a bit closer here. Everything is dodgy if you hold. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get right on the edge, but there is that drop of point right there. Yeah, I ain't going to get past that easily. Now over there looks like fucking, maybe there's a gully? Maybe. So when we get to that cave, maybe there is a way. But I don't know, I feel like it's going to be like, still going to roll it off as soon as this cliff wall goes around. It doesn't look good with topographic lines either side to get down this bad boy. Either way, it's still interesting to be where we are. I don't know if I can creep over here, try and get a better shot. I'll deal with that in a second. I'll take some photos and then see if I can spy an angle around there, and then we'll go up there, back up, climb back up the crux here, over that cave. Look at it, it's fucking, like a fucking, I don't know, that's huge. That's gonna be just like 20 meters wide. That's wild. Imagine the view, look out from there. Wow. Alright, so I'm looking over the edge as best as I can here. You can just see the forest floor. So definitely no way on the right, it turns into fucking sheer vine, fucking vertical rock. This way over here, as you can see, that kind of gully that I was hoping for doesn't really eventuate. What it does, it comes down, if you're lucky, it'll somehow curve here, look. And you can almost get down, but you're still fucking 15 meters in the air. on top of the waterfall. And I don't think you can get around that way. So unless you went really, really wide, I still don't even think. So yeah, pretty fucking ridiculous. It's a shame because it'd be a fucking sick waterfall. Maybe I should try and ask this people at the end of the road if I can come up here and creek hop, but yeah, you never know. They don't run on Airbnb or nothing, so they might not be very happy about it. All right, let's go try and get up in that cave now. And our view's got a little bit blocked here because the tree is a little bit lower than where it was. Anyway, there's a little side chute of the waterfall over here where it can split. It's a bit of a pool, but it's all like stagnant water. It hasn't really flowed much off that bit for a while. We'll creep over there in a second maybe, see if we can get another angle. So here's the left hand side. It's pretty cool when the water would flow because it's carved all out in a little S-bend. There's that deep pool, just explaining. So we can creep ourselves over the edge. It's a huge crack that's running down the side of that waterfall too, it's nuts. That's the best profile of the side we're going to get. So it's actually kind of two tiers. Drops down, hits that little shelf, and then it goes one more. Yeah. I did get my first leech, which I was surprised about. And the other complaint is mosquitoes. They're fucking, it's the day and they're still fucking biting me like crazy. I think it's just as it's humid and just the area. Anyway, all right, let's give it up to this cave. Well, I'm getting a bit more optimistic here. So look, here's our cave. Woo! And it looks like actually can follow this wall down on an angle. Now I was watching how the line veered to the right and you got stuck on a ledge. But if I follow this wall, this might be a break in the cliff. We actually might get down. Fuck me. I'm gonna try it. This could be grouse. Look at this cave, this is fucking grouse. Wow. So I think this is actually a mixture of sandstone as well. It's that conglomerate fucking sandstone where it has a little pebble stuck in like a concrete. Interesting. I'm not seeing any animal scat. So I don't see any like wallabies living in here or nothing, but wow. There's a little footprint. What the fuck, that looks like an emu footprint. I'm not even joking, look how big that is. It looks like 3 big toes. I don't know. Either way, it's fucking cool. Let's see if that cliff line will get us down. That'd be wild if it does. Look at that rock outcrop out there. I can't see with the tree. It's fucking me up. I think that's Bargo Bluff. Yeah. Oh, that's fucking grouse. Boom. That is cool. You can just see that, the far one. Oh, that's sick. That's wild. Be an uncomfortable fucking place to sleep because you'd roll off, but you could definitely sit in here. Wow. Grouse. This is what I like caves like this. I like caves that are open with like a fucking, you know, like a room. I don't like caves where the class is a hole that goes in the ground that you need a head torch to see where the fuck you're going. For me, that's a fucking tunnel. This is a cave. A rock overhang. Let's get the terminologies right. Rock overhang, and I don't know. Maybe the underground tunnels can be caves, whatever. Ah, that Bargo Bluff, man. We're going there next. We'll try and do a creek in there and fall all the way up. We'll see how that goes. All right, so funneling me down. Another little random little cave in here. So it bends around the rock there, which I think is that drop-off point where you can't get off. I'm going to try and follow this a bit further. This might actually work. This is crazy. Yep, this is definitely a faint track that we've been using. It's just surprising because what the fuck's this changed here? What the fuck? Seriously, that's crazy. There's a few bit of bent palms and there's a tree log there, but look at this. This is the most obvious sign. Who the fuck did this? This is either the person that owns the farm at the bottom. It's not fucking parks. The trailing comes from fucking nowhere. That is, and it's not even necessary anyway. Like, what is that for? It's no different than walking here. What the hell? This is wild. I'm so glad we're going to get down. Unexpected. That is office sits. Can't believe this. Maybe these people climb up from their farm all the way to the top and they wanted a way up. Pretty fucking down. Looks like there's another kind of half rock. Not exactly a cave, but a boulder creating a fucking slide me. Yeah. Boulder creating like a mini cave. Alright, so we're on the creek, got a little cascade here, then we can see our waterfall. She's fucking big. It's fucking amazing. It's so worth it. I'm so glad I found the way down, and I almost didn't even do this at all because I was like, oh, I'm only going to get to the top, what's the point? Well, there's a fucking point because you just never know. And fuck yes. Let's get closer. I've seen no one do this waterfall. Obviously people do, because there's a ribbon and there's some star pickets and there's a faint track. So obviously some locals or whatever fucking have got in here and figured it out and been curious like me. But apart from like knowing that now, I didn't know that going into this. I didn't see anyone's photos or videos or anything about this place. I just saw the topographic lines and also the name of the creek being Waterfall Creek really obviously intrigued me. And yeah, it obviously intrigued them too. Fucking grouse, man. Let's get a bit closer. Wow, this is fucking epic. Look at it. Amazing. So stoked. What a ripper. And probably a good time to do this because I feel like this does dry out being a pretty short just tributary of the other creek. So the fact that we've had some recent rain with the aftermath of Cyclone Alfred has probably helped us a lot. Wow. So that little bit, I reckon you pop in, it gets you there, you turn. It might even come there at the end and we'll get a close look at that top tier then. That's what we'll do after. Now I don't know if there's much downstream, it's probably just boulders and tiny cascades. We'll maybe have a little look down, but probably not too far because this is the main event. Fucking legends. They're not really a swimming hole, but I rarely see a waterfall nonetheless. What the hell is that? Look at this. What the fuck? That's disturbing. It's a vertebrae of something. What the fuck, man? A bird has dropped that. I don't know what it is. It's a lizard, maybe? And God, it doesn't smell. Fucking hell. Alright, so I'll just double back up just to check out this little cascade that's hanging onto these trees. We originally went down just above it there. Now, you can also do a loop. You can actually go down this, rock off all the way till it joins to Newbies Creek, and then shoot back up Newbies. And if you can climb Newbies, which I think you can, because the lines look a little bit easier than what this even was, so I think you naturally can get up it. But yeah, and you can get up and then shoot back to the road and do a big loop. I'm not going to do that today, only because I have another loop, and that is that trib I saw on the way down. So that's going to be my loop. I'm just going to double this down and just see how far we get. There's a lot of boulders, but we'll just follow it down and see the lines kind of dissipate, and we'll come back up again, about a K or something. And we'll go back up and go out the loop, and that'll be it. The next time I'll go down to the top of Newbies. If I can't get down off that for whatever reason, I know in my mind I can go down this one. And then I can double back, go down this, and then I can shoot up Newbies and do that loop that way. So yeah, alright, let's continue downstream, see what we find. First bit of gimpy. About 200 metres to go. Well, we're on the southern side pretty much. Much more lush once we got below that waterfall, less of the dry eucalypt forest up on top of the ridge, and more moss on the rocks and less conglomerate rock and more smooth trachyte or whatever this is, basalt, more palm trees and ferns, just beautiful. Anyway, I'm going to just continue till it flattens out and then double back up. We'll try and get the upper of the two falls, like I said, just for interest. Right, next little cascade. So it was kind of like the waterfall, section of boulders, a little bit of flatness, and now it's going to have one more little section of tight lines, which is probably just going to be little drops if we're lucky. Hopefully no more boulders, just because these look prettier than boulders. So, alright, it's made our way down. It's actually a little more time consuming than I thought, just because there's so many boulders still and fucking trees clogging up. Anyway, sun's coming out, fucking almost blue sky. There's a massive tree here that's been snapped off. Holy fuck, that'd be all what this is. Broken from that cunt. Alright, let's keep going, we're nearly out to where it flattens into their paddock. Alright, let's set a little cascades. Like, I know we're not going to get anything as big as the fucking main waterfall, that's obvious, because that was a cliff. And everything else is just like barreling down slowly. But it's still interesting nonetheless. Alright. Got another Trib joining in here, but it looks pretty fucking dry. A bit worried it's only going to get boulders for the rest of this. I was hoping we're going to get on the slab, but we'll see. Another boulder cascade. Really deep pool here, but it's pretty shady and cold to swim in. We'll keep winding our way down. Alright, we can't be too far from the house, probably about 100 metres, because it's already got a pump here. Piping, obviously. And whatever the fuck that is. Some sort of weird net thing. Don't know what that does. Well, she's not massive, but finally a nice little cascade after a whole lot of fucking boulders. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, so we're another fucking maybe 30 metres past that last cascade. Pretty much flattens out to the line, flatten out. We're pretty much at the house area now. So to my left, you can see a bit of paddock popping through there. We're going to shoot back up. We're going to try and stick to the right and avoid a lot of these boulders if we can. And get back on our Trib and exit back into the road. Happy days, huh? Hopefully we get a much faster exit. We'll see. You guys have made their own path. It's wild. See a fake trail going way up here. Interesting. Probably a much faster exit. So, staying on the creek, got to see all the little cascades, but this path's going to go up and over to get to the falls. So they want to see the big waterfall. Good for them. Drawing a chain, a bit of wire there, hold on to. Wasn't that dangerous. They've done well to clear this. Found this little sign, actually, what's will be prosecuted. So I went down, but look at the track goes up here. Let's see. This is still the right track because it's got much more narrow, much more. How's it going? I did see some chainsawed logs back there, so I know it's still the path. Yeah. Nearly back at next set of chains to go down. I've come up alongside this bit of rock here. The track's trying to push me that way, but I feel like I have to get around this rock to get into that other bit of the waterfall. This might be a separate track. I don't know. Anyway, this cave is pretty weird. Look at the deep hole. That one there goes right through, if you can see. Some animal's been laying out there. Well, let's just, I had a look around that rock. I can't really see exactly. It might work, but let's just go up and try to follow their logic for a second, see if it does roll back around this rock. Fine, it rolls up to here. You can go either side of that rock. I'm back on this track where I think the chain's just up here. The second lot of chains and star pickets. We'll see. Alright, so I got my track all the way back up to the rock wall. I found my way to push back in along this side, get to the upper tier of the waterfall, and here we are. So yeah, wasn't too hard to get in here, luckily. And yeah, my advice, don't bother going all the way down the creek past here. The cascades aren't really worth it. They're just tiny little things and boulders and just whatever. I'm glad I found the exit track back out. Look, if you got the time, you want to explore it and, you know, put it down to exercise, fucking sure, have a crack at it and just take their track out. The house is not that close. I did see the house at one stage when I went a little bit further wide, but I just cut back in again. Anyway, there we have it. We'll shoot back out, see what this Trib will find us on the way out, and see if there's anything good. Alright, so we're back on our Trib, making our way out. So the flow is obviously less than the main creek. This is the first decent sized little cascade. I don't know if we're going to get much more, but just going to follow it up as an exit anyway. Alright, so this Trib splits once more and they both go to the roads. Doesn't really matter which one you take. The left one would be technically faster because it shoots more of an angle to where I'm parked. However, the flow looks slightly, and I mean slightly less than this one. So let's go the right one and we'll just walk along the road. If this means less choky and more, oh, that just stung me. Bastard. If this means less choky, hopefully we'll just take it, be better. There we go, probably gonna rush them. Maybe I just abandon it and take this spur that's kind of between both of them and get out. Because I don't think they're gonna give me much anyway. Just a few loggings, stumps here. This seems like an obvious way just to push up. You can kind of keep an eye on that creek on the right, but it already sounds pretty, oh, fucking sliding. Already sounds pretty quiet. Well, I try to stay up on the spur between both the creeks, but it just started getting really fucking thick. And it kind of pushed me naturally back into this other right creek. So I'll have to follow this for a bit further. Well, there must have been a fire here, I don't know how long ago, but this tree got decimated. Like a hollow blackness. So I don't know whether it was already snapped off and it was dying and it was burnt out, or whether the whole tree was alive and burnt. Who knows? Pretty sad nonetheless. Okay. Check the map and just double check which angle the road is best to cut to. Alright, so I'm just cutting up hard right, trying to hit the road. Slight angle, it's getting a little bit drier, a little bit easier, but still a lot of scrabbly, sticky fucking grass. Not the best for snakes, but so far so good. Check this out, this is like the inside of the log. Been full eaten by termites, and this thing weighs like paper. It's fucking light as fuck. It's come straight out of there. Like, that is crazy. Wild. Okay, up and up we go. Alright, well I don't know what track these guys use to actually get in, because I am definitely not on it. This fucking sucks. Surely I'm close to the road. Got a termite mound there. I'm crossing over these little, looks like really old kind of tracks that were used maybe for the logging. Just like rows basically to drive in. Trying to find out where it's going to lead out. I need to go that angle, but it's pushing me this way because this track is more a bit discernible. If it hits the track out here, that's fine. Let's get us out. Got like 5 black cockatoos up here, look at this. That's pretty cool, one even had orange. Alright, I'm out on the road, thank fucking God. That exit sucked, it's getting really hot now and it's just fucking humidity and just sun just baking on you, and it's just fucking just wanted it out. Anyway, so that was pretty cool. Could have definitely shortened that up, but it is what it is, and good looks sport nonetheless. So would it take me, let's see how many hours. So I started at like 8:30, which was it took 5 hours. It's 1:30 now, 12:30 Queensland. So yeah, a bit of a mission, but yeah, it was cool. Hope you enjoyed this journey. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit notification bells, get notified of all the new misadventures. Catch you guys in the next one, eh? Peace out.